can't hear you if we are supposed to be hearing you.
So
Again,
didn't hear anything.
It goes back to our whole, just one episode. It's all we really want, and not have a problem. I just can't. I don't know why we're not getting sound through because our mics are on. Let me check. Anything else is.
I mean, because our mics go through here, so we're all good with that. I mean, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Why can't anybody hear us? And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Tango Talks. And I am here with my ever so adorable co-host.
Hi, Angela here.
I'm gonna be honest up front. I'm a little under the weather tonight because I had my second shingle shot yesterday, and I think I wanted to die at one point. I was in so much pain.
Yeah, no joke.
Feeling better today. I slept like 12 to 15 hours, and feeling much better now. And glad that I could rest up to be on the show tonight because I'm looking at the wrong way again. Oh, I think I gotta flip my camera. There it is. Why doesn't it
just put me on the other side?
Why doesn't it just do it automatically? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
But this is episode. What did we say it was? Episode. Just had it on here.
17.
Thank you.
Episode 17.
We were just talking about that. Episode 17. And just so everybody knows, Gabrielle did not cancel. She is going to reschedule. So hopefully we get her back on the show soon. But as always, we're lots of fun to talk to. So why not have us? So I think we're going to just do today's episode is just going to be the April pivot as we're coming down towards the end of April and getting ready for May.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. And so it's the rhythms of renewal. And, we're going to just talk about, the things that people do, the end of April and getting ready for May.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do we want to talk a little bit? I really do want to just tell everybody how we were at the show last week.
Yeah, go ahead.
This weekend. Well, not last week. It was only this weekend. I feel like it was. We always say how we say last weekend, meaning just this past week.
I know.
This past
That
weekend.
always causes especially like when you talk like, so this weekend, they're like, well, you mean this weekend we just went through or this weekend coming up? Well, this weekend, the one that's coming up is how I always think
I say it that way too. But this past weekend on Saturday, we were in Waterville at the elementary school, and we had this was actually one of the first shows that you and I did together. We've done shows on our own before, but we've never actually done one together.
Correct. Yep.
So
this is the first show.
We had a lot of fun. We're really happy to be part of it. There were a lot of vendors there. It was fun to be a part of that whole thing.
Absolutely. It was interesting, again, to do a show. I haven't done a show. Me and Steven haven't done a show since, I want to say probably 2009.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So it's been a little
like that. Well, maybe not that long ago, but it's been a while. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Because, we stopped doing craft shows long before we moved up here in Richfield Springs because it was just getting to be too much. But now with the laser... Yeah, that opens up all sorts of new doors.
Yeah, and that was really fun. We had we had a huge response. A lot of people were really interested in what we were doing. A lot of individuals coming up to our table wanting to see what we were starting and then coming back to see what the finished product was, which was really
fun. The girl next to us was curious all the time. Like,
she was
watching.
Let me
see that little coin thing you just did.
Yeah. So we really had a good time. I think it's kind of the weather. There wasn't as many people as I really had hoped, but I think here in New York State, we've been having such a rough go of the winter and just kind of breaking into spring. And I think Saturday was probably one of the first nice days, warm days that we've had in a while.
Yeah, nobody wanted to be
indoors.
Yeah.
It
was understandable.
So we didn't have a whole lot of foot traffic, but still traffic, you know, all the same. But I really, I had a good day. It was really a lot of fun. And, if you didn't catch us this time, maybe you can catch us the next time we're out, and we'll certainly let you know when the next time is when
Oh,
we're,
absolutely. And hopefully
out
next
and
time
about.
I have a little bit more of those quirks in the laser
Yeah.
worked out. I mean, I think it worked pretty good. It would have been
Yeah.
easier if we could use the camera, but I was more concerned of the fumes.
Yeah.
But it worked
I
out
think
okay.
it all worked out
It's
okay
got that
still.
little beam that tells you where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, you're so, I mean, you were really
almost
good with
centered
that.
on everything.
Yeah, I think you were really good with all of that. You're not giving yourself enough credit with, I mean, you do this day in and day out, and to take one of our tabletop lasers and just kind of on the spot, get it all centered and ready to go.
We got something here.
What's that?
It says they can't hear us for some reason.
Can't hear us. Oh, no.
Okay, let me, did I miss a button somewhere? Yeah. We can't hear you if we are supposed to be hearing you.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Right. It goes back to our whole, just one episode. It's all we really want to just start and not have a problem. I just can't. I don't know why we're not getting sound through, because our mics are on. Let me check here. Everything else is.
I mean, because our mics go through here, so we're all good with that, right? I mean, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Why can't anybody hear us?
I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. We didn't change anything since the last time we were on here.
No, we did everything same.
Still muted. How are we muted?
I don't know. We have the mics off here, but that's because we need to.
It's set on. Testing. It's recording. I don't know why it's not going where it's supposed to go, though. On screen, I see a slash to the microphone icon.
I know last time we had.
Yours has got the slash to it.
Yeah.
How about now? Can you hear us now?
Can they hear us?
I don't know. I'm waiting for him to respond.
Oh, okay.
Nope. What the hell?
That's weird.
Started and we're on. Okay, well, obviously I missed something, so let's stop it.
Here you come. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, everybody's connected to all of our social media accounts, so we're still recording. It never stopped. That's odd.
That's really weird.
Oh my goodness, I can't take it. Oh, he says he can hear us now. Thank goodness. I had to. All right, so I start this over for the third time. That's okay. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Tango Talks. This is episode 17, season 2. And we did have Gabrielle Martin on for tonight. And unfortunately, she had to reschedule. So we will let you know when that takes place. And right now, I just want to introduce my always lovely co-host, Angela.
Hello, everyone.
I'm just gonna, if I look like I'm beat up, it's because I am. I had my second shingle shot yesterday morning, and I felt great all day up until about 1:30 when I had another doctor's appointment, and that one went horribly wrong.
I know. I feel so bad for you. That's never shingle shots are tough.
My first one didn't bother me, but the second one, for some reason, I got home last night about 2:30 and literally just fell on the couch, and that's where I stayed. Yeah. I think I slept probably 15 hours.
That's good. You probably need another 15 hours to get
probably
through it.
The worst part was, it just felt like the back of my head was going to come off, but I'm feeling better now after 3 Advil, 3 Tylenol, and 3 I believe, and 2 gummies. So
yeah, you might have to continue with that for the next day.
Yeah, at least something. But I'm feeling good now, and I'm definitely up for another episode with my co-host, because we always have so much fun together. And
we do.
I'm never really upset. Well, I kind of get upset when people cancel out on us and change their plans on us, but it just means we have time to ourselves.
Yeah. So you like to listen to us talk, right? Ramble on.
So today's episode is we're going to do a what did I call this episode? It's on the backside here. The April Pivot, Rhythms of Renewal. So we're basically going to talk about what do you guys do to get ready for the end of April and May planting season? Actually, one of the nurses yesterday said she had to go outside and get all of her plants the other night because she was overzealous and she put plants outside and she had to go bring them back in.
Gosh, that probably wasn't a good idea.
But I'm wet weather though. You and I both are.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as April 1st comes along, it's like, can we start planting things? No, not enough that you are.
Well, sometimes, because May 15th is the date where you're supposed to be able to actually start planting stuff in the ground. But I don't think we actually even make it there. Like, I feel like we start on Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
So we go a little bit longer.
Right?
Yeah.
Because who knows? So we've gotten snow in June up here sometimes.
We don't like to admit to that, but
No, we don't.
it's the truth.
We definitely don't. But
Yeah.
and of course I left my glasses inside, so that always helps. But let's see here. So I guess we're gonna start. Let's start off. Our almost May energy, which we were kind of just hinting on about a little bit. Getting ready to get all of our schedules together for the springtime and family events. Those weddings start to kick up now, and hopefully we can get in on some of those. Boy, I hate when I can't think straight.
Well, and just kind of leading into, because I want to talk a little bit about this, because I don't think they could hear us before. But this is the time of year where a lot of the craft shows are happening, and a lot of the outdoor events are starting to happen. They've got the fairs don't usually start till midsummer, but the thought processes of those things starting to come into play are going on, and they're reaching out to us and they want us to do things and that sort of thing. But on Saturday we were actually at a craft show in Waterville at the elementary school, and we had a really great time. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
There were a lot of vendors there. It was neat to see how many people came together. The weather was beautiful, so we couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day.
Which kind of sucked, though. Okay, so
it did.
The nicest day of the weekend, we're inside the whole day, just about.
I know.
And then Sunday was another.
Yeah, it was another flop. We actually had snow flurries on Sunday, which was miserable. But it was nice to have that time together. You and I were talking in the break here. You and I haven't done a show. This was really the first one that you and I have done together. We've done shows before on our own. You and Steven have done things. I've done stuff for work. I've done stuff for myself, that kind of thing. So it was, fun to actually put our stuff out together and actually
we learned,
do some things.
We learned a lot about how we're going to set the booth up.
Yep.
I think we talked about doing those racks so that maybe that front table can come back a little bit, the side tables can come up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we have those racks, and you can just have a whole thing of keychains on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was fun to do. It was fun to see how the laser would hold up.
Yeah.
We did buy a new laser for doing craft shows, and this was its maiden voyage, I guess was what you would call it.
Yeah.
And it worked out very well. I was very happy with it. It's obviously not a speed demon, but people were, they buy their stuff and leave it with us, and then we would just text them when it was ready. They were just wandering around the show, and then they would come back and pick it up. So.
Yeah, or we'd give them a call. They were leaving their phone numbers. We give them a call and tell them, it was all ready to go. It was really, I think it was kind of our, I don't think our presentation was bad at all. No. It was just a typical setup for a show, but I think we need something a little bit not typical just for what we might need, Well,
that, and as we were going through the show, I was like, oh, we should have free engraving signs and stuff. So again, I haven't done a show in well over a decade.
It's been a while, yeah.
So it was a nice revisiting of what to do and what not to do, and I think next time it will definitely be less stress. I'm not going to say stressful, but
I don't think we were stressed, but we were I feel like we were kind of rushed too, because it really came up fairly quickly. Usually you have a little time to prepare, but ours came up a little quicker, with this one. Okay. So, but I think if you didn't catch us this time, we'll let you know when the next time around is, and maybe we'll see you out there at the next show.
Absolutely. And, remember when we're doing these shows too, if you've got stuff that you want to bring in to have us engraved, we can do that too. We were just engraving the stuff that we had there from our shop, but if it's wood or plastic or certain types of plastic, but definitely wood, painted metals, Yeti things and stuff like that, we'll be happy to engrave them for you right on the spot.
And just one thing to mention too, we couldn't do with this laser that we have, the tabletop laser, we could not do any glass work. Right. So
because so we have two lasers. We have a big one here at the shop, which handles glass beautifully, but it's a CO2 laser. And I know I'm getting a little technical here, but the one we have at the shop is called a blue diode laser, and it does beautifully on wood. In fact, I had to tone down some of the settings. It was like, whoa, that's a little deep. But it won't do glass. It just bounces off the glass. We are looking into, though, I did find this material that you can put on the glass, and the laser bonds to that and bonds to the glass. So, and I think it's made for diode lasers.
So that might work with our tabletop.
So we can do black.
Oh, okay. So maybe that will be something.
It's in the testing. So we're still testing up all of our materials to see what their settings are. I didn't really have a lot of time to test all the settings, but we got enough down for the show, and it was good. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun really learning how to use that little thing.
Yeah, and I was kind of standing right behind you while you were doing a lot of the setup and stuff, because I was just trying to, see how, technical everything is, or, how you were actually just setting up that laser to work, because when it's not like in our office space,
right?
Like when it's not in our workshop, it's weird for us to have something,
which is funny because we have a huge workshop upstairs, all sorts of space for us to do all of our woodworking stuff, but our podcast and our actual desks are in this little
corner space,
5x8 5x10 corner spot. We got printers stacked up all around us for printing and paper shredder. It's almost comical at times, but it gets the job done. And we're just trying to keep things rolling along while we still look for a building.
Yeah.
So it's still fun as long as we can do the work and it's not too cumbersome. We're going to do our drop down table on the other side there. And I think we'll be doing good.
Yeah.
So we haven't done an actual script in quite a while because we're not the ones talking anymore. Know. We have so many guests.
I know, which has been wonderful. We're not complaining about that, not at all.
I love, and we've mentioned this a couple of times, I love meeting all these great people. And I just want to do another shout out. Our last guest,
JF Monroe. Yep.
Absolutely delight. We're now friends on TikTok, and I see she's reposted our episode a couple times. So it's great, and we really, really appreciate her spreading the word and helping us grow too.
And I think we're having just as much fun as they do when they come and talk to us, because they get to talk about themselves and promote themselves, but we're learning such great things about each and every person.
Well, the greatest thing I think that I love is that everybody says the same thing. When you come on the show, it's not like your typical interview. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah.
You come on, and it's we've had so many people tell us that it was so fun to do, because it's like getting out of work, connecting with a bunch of your friends, and then just sitting down and having a cocktail. If you drank, cocktail, it could be soda, whatever, and just talking.
Yeah.
You're just discussing whatever, whatever. And, sometimes, we try to keep on point for them, but they're just as happy to wander a little bit and then come back too. Yeah. So it does make it
it's more of a conversation than just an interview. And I really like that part.
Next, I want to talk about, April is also Stress Awareness Month, which I didn't know that. I think we need more stress awareness months in this country. But,
no kidding.
In the world of, I don't know why it's written like this, but in the world of tango and life, you have to recognize when life is being tensive and starting to mess with your flow, and you have to find times to relax. And look at Brian, how many times how long we tried to get him down here, and then when he finally came down, he was like, I should have been doing this from
forever.
Day one, you know what I mean? Because we get together on Friday nights and everybody gets to chill and relax. And I don't think there's ever been a time where anybody's like stumbled out of the bar. We've come close.
I was going to say,
I know,
you're
looking
sure?
at me, you're going to be like,
are you sure about that?
I think there might have been one or two times. But it ends up, we always have a meal, which I love, because I think, food brings people together.
Absolutely.
And that starts the evening off, and we all get to chit chat and relax, and then afterwards we sit and we have our cocktails and we talk, and we break into little groups for a little bit, and then we come back again.
Yeah.
So it's a great stress reliever, at least for me, on Friday nights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really enjoy that time together, and I think everybody needs to find a time to you can't be on high alert all the time.
No.
It's just gonna burn you out quick.
No. And especially like just going back to the weather, I feel like that's a stress in itself. We had a really hard winter this year, and I think, just being cooped up inside for as long as you are, and just the same four walls, and then, it's the same routine every day. It's like, I
didn't think it was going to end.
No. And I still feel like it's not going to, considering how cold it is today. But we look forward to those days. We look forward to our Friday nights. We enjoy, spending time with each other, and, we do all kinds of silly things. we play games and we
and you and I just laugh.
And we laugh and we sing karaoke, and
which we haven't done in a while. And I want.
Well, we did it a couple of weeks back, but we didn't our little sing along. That's what we call it, our sing along. So that's really fun. None of us are like, well, that's not true. I was going to say none of us are like superstars, but you guys are pretty good. You and Steven both are professional.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
I appreciate that, but no, we're far from that. I do want to give a shout out to Karen. Thank you for being on the show tonight. It's been a while since we've seen you in the guest list here.
Karen.
I also want to do a shout out. So me and Angela are just a whirlwind of constant ideas and things to try and do. And we have now launched, as part of War Studios, a radio station.
Yes. Yep.
So we do have one local band on there already. They have 3 songs rotating on there.
Oh, great.
So I've reached out to a couple of other people I know who are in the music industry and see if we can get some more on there. So the station works with you give people a certain number, and that puts them, changes their priority in the mix list.
Okay.
So I moved us down to like a 3.
Okay.
And then moved this band, which is Falling from 1, and I moved them up to like a 10. So they're in a higher rotation, so they get played more often than we do.
Oh, good.
Because right now, so it's really like a podcast radio station. You know what I mean? So it plays all of our old episodes over and over again, and then eventually at some point we're going to be able to do advertising on there and schedule them in between our podcast and other bands that are on there. So I'm hoping we can get to the point where we get, quite a few of the local bands on there, and who knows?
Yeah. No,
we love you too,
great.
Karen. Sorry.
That's awesome. I really love that. I love that we're doing this. It's exciting for me. Like we talked about last week, I'm not if you guys don't know, I'm really not as technical as Tango. I have
you can say it. I'm a nerd.
No, you're not. You're really not. You've been doing this a lot longer than, I'm so new to this, like this is your job. This is what you do, whereas I have a different type of job, and then I come here and do our job, like right. when we work together. This is
new to me too. I've never done any kind of.
Yeah, but your computer work is that's normal for you. Like your normal everyday sit down at the computer and do the things that you do. That's normal for you. Like I go to work and I use computer programs that I've been using for, years. Right. It's a little bit different, like I don't have like this broad range of knowledge about a lot of the, systems like that we're working with right now.
But we're getting there. You've run a couple you've done a couple episodes on your own, when I haven't been around, and they turned out beautiful. They turned out perfect.
Well, thank you for that. I wasn't searching for a compliment. I was
no, I know.
I think that, it's you are really quite technical when it comes to stuff. You're good at it and you feel comfortable in that space, where I don't think I've always been. I just haven't been exposed to that. Like this is all new to me. Like even in our HM print design, when we're doing work upstairs, I have to do a lot of things with you right there because I'm not. I don't know the systems as well as you do.
I know you've been aching for a year now to get on that lathe.
I know, the lathe.
I don't want to send you back to your husband with like a busted nose or something. Like, what happened? Well, she wanted to play with the lathe. And
oh, well, things happen. And you put the protective shield up anyway, so we'll be okay.
Yeah. I've never had, I've used it probably 3 times and I've never had anything come off of it. But
Yeah. So, but that's awesome. I'm really glad that we have some new friends on there. That's wonderful. And is there anything special our guests have to do in order to hear that radio station?
The easiest way is you can just go to hmprintdesign.com/radio, and it brings up the radio player, but also the podcast player. So you can, so it's got both on one page.
Gotcha.
I do have to update the menu. So if you're trying to get to it from a mobile device, it's not on the mobile menu yet, because I was just trying that with Steven before it came out.
Okay.
So I'm going to add those 2 things in, and I'm going to do a link to our this live page here, so that when we're doing live shows, people can just go to the website, click on live show, and be right there.
Okay, good.
So I'll get to that. I didn't realize that it was missing until I was just trying to do it. Steven was like, "Oh crap!"
Well, again, we're just learning with this host, so
I'm liking it. I do like it. So I think I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So also in April, which is on the 29th, which is the day after our last episode for the month, is International Dance Day. Oh, I think that's so funny. That people get us confused with tango dance all the time.
Oh.
And it's funny because a lot of times when I'm doing trying to list us on something, it lists all these
dance studios.
I don't know how you talk. Yeah, dance studios.
Yeah.
I don't know how you talk about tango, but I guess you can talk about tango. But yeah, so we're always listed in that. But I'm trying to get all of our hosts to update it to Tango Talks Live, and I think that's gonna pull us away from the dance crowd. So we'll see what happens. But we're still having fun with it,
Yeah. Well, maybe we can actually do a show about tango one time.
That would be funny.
That would be fun. It'd be a fun thing. I've
tried to get Steven to go take dance lessons, like learn tango and stuff like that, or salsa or something like that. But I don't know. I think his hip was a big concern for a while, but we'll see. I'll have to try pushing him again, see what we can do. But so it's International Dance Day on the 29th. I'm not gonna say that I love to dance because I don't think I'm very good at it at all. So I'm usually just one of those people in the corner, just kind of like
just boogie into your own beat. That's okay.
But it's about but dance is it's about a connection and rhythm and stuff. Closeness. You know what I mean? I find dance to be very. I'm not gonna say like erotic, but it could be very sensual.
Yeah, and it could be. It's very. It's an expression, it's a way to express yourself. Yes. It's
and we've all seen my brother dance.
Yeah, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. So that's great. I think that's wonderful. I love to dance.
I don't know. I guess I would probably love it, but I mean I do like it. I'm just very self-conscious of it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm one of the people who feels like when you're on the dance floor, everybody is watching you and they're all like, what is he doing?
Because they're like, what's tango doing? We should.
Because he's not doing the tango.
We should all dance like tango.
Oh, I like this. So we just said. So Karen just wrote, tango. Have you ever tangoed?
Yeah. Not yet, but we'll get you there.
That might be a fun, like maybe summer or spring thing next year. Maybe do like if we can find somebody who teaches tango. Maybe we can set the cameras up on the other side and do like a little tango lesson.
Yeah, we'll get all of our Friday night people here.
There you go. And then we can do a T-shirt that says I tangoed at tangos.
That'd be fun. I like that. I'm always open to those things.
I know you love that. But I think, like I said earlier, though, I think, you and I are a good mix because we really are just sometimes, after the show, we sit down at the bar and we're just like, well, maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do, it's just a ball of energy of thoughts and ideas and stuff like that. But
sometimes there's more thoughts and ideas than there is paper.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I see you have one other thing here too, Tango. You have Earth Day. That is tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
And the only reason why I'm mentioning that too is I don't want to forget that one because Earth Day is one of my favorite days. And I think it's just because it's like the breakout of winter and into spring stuff. With Earth Day, you're starting to, get together with other people and organize groups to get into the parks and clean up.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I like that. Jeremy's kids, they used to come up to the shop on Earth Day and they would clean out back because obviously when they're emptying the dumpsters are not always neat about it.
Yeah.
So they would come up and clean it.
Just kind of clean.
But now they're all teenagers and nobody wants any
part of it. Right. I know, which is really sad because I remember growing up that always used to be a big thing for us. And even when I was an adult and as an adult and working, I've been involved in a lot of, of those activities where we would go into the park or we would have, something where we would just go into the community and, start helping our neighbors clean up their yards and whatever the case may be, just kind of to honor, the earth that we live in. You don't want a messy place to live.
Literally, when people say stuff like, you only get one. I mean, when you talk about the earth, you really do only get one.
One.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be fun even locally, maybe, Richfield Springs area, maybe even sponsor like an Earth Day cleanup. You know what I mean? I mean, you would think the Boy Scouts would be a part of it. You know what I mean? So if you get a group of people and just go around the town and just clean up all the paper.
Clean up, yeah.
Not that I don't think Ritual Springs is dirty, but it's early spring, so there's garbage everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
well, the plows go by and that stuff blows out of your garbage cans in the winter. And I mean, these are things that can't be helped. Nobody's placing blame or anything. We're just saying that, this is the time that you want to get out there and actually do that. And to have a day specifically dedicated to, the cleanup is it's a nice thing. Absolutely. I actually like it.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that because I went right by it for some reason, didn't see it on there. Oh yeah, it was right up. But you know what? It's not even just physical stuff. Earth Day is also a good day to do your digital clean out too.
Yeah.
Clean out all your junk files. I have to do it on a monthly basis because people send us so much stuff that I just throw everything into a junk folder.
Yep.
And then import it as I need it, and then usually I do it at the end of the year, but this year for some reason I think I'm just more adamant about putting stuff in the junk folder. I go through every once in a while and I know everything in that folder can just be deleted. And I try to get everybody on that same
cycle rhythm, of doing things. Yeah.
Because if you throw everything into one folder that is just junk, then you don't have all these junk files all over your computer, and trying to find them.
Yeah.
You can just delete it every once in a while and it saves you. You won't believe how much space it saves. We get back easily 20, 30 gig at a time just from every
old
day.
Files.
People are just sending me like photos or files to use or pieces of clip art. And then once I got them in Corel and I've got the project done and the artwork's done, all that stuff is just junk,
Yeah.
And since we use vector based, the files are small, but people send me all these other big files and
just takes up space.
But, so I would say, it's probably a good time of year to, if you're thinking Earth Day and cleaning, clean out all your, all your junk files also.
Yeah. And it's a good day to share your house plants. Like if you have spider plants and you have a million babies,
I love
cut those off and give them to your friends.
Spider plants are supposed to be very good for the house because I think they absorb a lot of toxins out of the air.
Yep.
They're a very clean air type plant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Though I think in Chinese lore, they are bad omen.
Really?
I think so. If somebody knows the truth on that, correct me or let me know. But I think that it's a bad omen plant to have in your house.
Why.
Yeah, it's not lucky to have it in your house.
Oh, because it's not like a luck plant or something. Like, yeah, I could see that because probably the succulents are because jade is a big thing for them.
I love jade.
Bamboo, those types of things represent luck. So yeah, I can understand that.
Well, I think probably moving from winter through early spring into spring is probably, to me, one of the stressful times of the year. As far as being outside in the garden. We're big garden people like you and Jay are. And you want to be out there and you want to be cleaning, but what is it, 45 degrees today?
Yeah.
And we get a lot of wind up here. So you can't just be out there anytime you want. But it's so stressful because you see all that stuff out there that's dirty and you want to get it cleaned up and you can't get to it. And then once you get past this part of spring, then you're into full spring. And then at least, it feels better out there.
Well, I feel like we still go out with our Under Armour on underneath.
We did. What weekend was that? It was a couple, I don't know if it was last weekend or was it the weekend before?
It was a little bit chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the sun was shining, so it was nice to,
we both had our long johns on.
Yeah.
Our clothes. Yeah. Jeez, it's cold out here.
Yeah. So we have our undergear.
But it just feels so good to be out there in the dirt.
Just get going. Even though the wind blows it all back. It was satisfying for the time being anyway.
I want to take this second to let everybody know that I believe up next is our talk with Zach Francis. And I believe he was, what was he? He was chef, or he wrote a book. I should have the whole thing here. I just got the little clip here that just says that he's our next guest.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But he's going to talk about, I hope it's not going to be too bad because I think there's something in there about Trump. So if it gets too, we might have to mute him if it gets to be too political. But I don't think it's going to be.
Hopefully it won't, because we haven't had any political stuff going on.
We'll see how that goes. And again, we'll let you know when Gabrielle Martin reschedules her time with us. We're looking forward to that.
Yes, indeed.
So let's see. We've cleaned mental house. We've planned for outdoor growth. and we found our rhythm with maybe possibly doing a tango episode.
Yeah. I'm excited. I
Let me
can't wait.
see.
I hope we do a tango episode.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I'm going to see if I can look at, I want to open up, see, we can give a rundown of maybe who's coming up better than just me guessing. But we need a better internet connection out here. I do like this new platform though, because we got this great planner and we can look ahead. So it is, yes, Zach Francis is up next. And Zach is the author of Why Chefs Hate President Trump, but I don't. Zach Francis is the creator of Last Artisan Chef, a project focused on discipline, craft, and work ethic in modern life. His conversations explore mastery, habit formation, focus, and mental toughness, drawing from first principles rather than friends. So I think that will be an interesting episode. It sounds like it to me. And that will be on Tuesday the 28th, everybody. And then after that, we will be into our May month. I know, isn't it crazy? And we start off May with Coley Cutler, who comes to us from Master FM, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So we still have a couple of people that are rolling in through Master FM and Talks.co.
Okay.
So I think he's from that one. Stuart Jones comes up on the 12th, which I think that's the one that we're excited about, right?
We're excited about all of them.
Well, I know, yeah. Oh no, it's Sparks.
No, you were thinking.
Yes.
You were thinking about.
But we have Stuart Jones.
Stuart is coming in on the 12th of May. I
Yeah.
know. I was just looking at the.
So that would be episode 20, and he will come. He's going to be coming in with a story that has been lived in the author of For the Love of Stephen, a memoir about his brother who lived with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So I think that will be another interesting episode right there.
Yeah. Again, like all of these individuals we're talking with, I mean, so many different perspectives on so many different things.
It's just amazing.
It's just, sometimes when our guests are talking, I'm just like, man, why didn't I just have a mind like that to just be open and, think the way they're thinking, and I'm just like, sometimes I feel like do you ever feel that way? Like with some of our guests, like they've been amazing people.
Right. Like what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. Like, oh my goodness. No, they make it seem so easy, when we talk to them, they're just like, oh my gosh.
But I think this has been very informative. Like you just said, I've loved talking to all these different people, their stories, their training. How much training do we get from some of these people? How many books do we have on order?
I know. I love that we have so many books. That's just amazing.
And they've all been so free and giving on information and
Well, I feel like each and every one of our guests have been inspirational in their own way.
We were nervous there for a while, thinking we were going to get niched into too many of the self-help people.
Yeah.
And I think we caught it early enough.
Yeah.
To say, okay, maybe next time, but right now we need to.
We're going to talk about talk about some other subjects here too, which I think is part of who we are. Because we really have a wide variety of interests and
I didn't know we could do that.
What is that?
We had Karen just wrote in and said, she does that with her Wandering Jew, like cut it up and then you can transplant it and then repot.
Yeah.
But I was just playing around while we were talking here, and I was like, well, it seems like there should be something we could do to these, and then all of a sudden that little thing popped up on the screen. I didn't know we could show people's comments.
Oh, nice. I love it. I love it. So you could be talking and letting everybody know what you're saying. I love that.
Because I don't know if anybody could let us know. I don't know if the chat shows up when you're just a guest.
Oh yeah. Do you guys see the chat?
Or if it's just us that sees the chat. It says public chat, so
I know I see it, but
everybody gets to see it.
I don't know.
So can you? Sorry, everybody. Now I'm curious. So if you right click on somebody, can you?
Yes, you can see it.
Cool. But if you right click on that, can you get it to pop up on the screen?
Oh, let's see. Like if I just click on it?
Well, you might have to press and hold if you're going to do touch screen.
Okay. I probably did something wrong.
Nope. Try the other mouse button. We're doing on the spot training here, people, for both of us because we're both learning something new here. Yeah, right on the yes. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, so okay, yeah. So it must just be me, because actually when I hover over it.
Oh, what just happened? Oh no, I did something.
I'm trying to reprogram the web here, girl.
Take me back. Okay, perfect.
All right, we're back. Sorry. I get distracted by bright lights all the time.
Yeah, but I love that. I love that we can share some things.
Let's see. What's in closing? What can we how do we end this episode?
Well,
I'm trying to see if I missed everything. So I guess we'll just do it right here. So, as we're moving into May, we can wrap up this April pivot, I guess is what we're calling for this episode. And remember that renewal isn't a one-time event. It's a rhythm. Angela, I'm going to throw you on the bus. Any final words for the Tangsters today?
Well, my final word is, just like we were saying before, share your plants, because I love the fact that you need to share your plants.
How many plants have we taken in wheelbarrowfuls back and forth to each other's homes?
To our house. I
like those.
Here's my bucket. You were like, Angelica, that bucket's not big enough for this mint. Okay, then.
Come back with a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I guess that's it for this episode. I think we'll end it on that.
Yeah.
It was fun to kind of play around with some of the controls on this new format. I think I'm at least loving it more and more as I learn how to streamline my way through the whole getting somebody on the calendar. And I didn't realize like how far behind I was on doing the calendar. And I was going through it the other day and I was like, how can I be missing 12 people? I got a printout over there for you. I got a printout over here.
I love the printout too. Yeah, that's really great.
I had another one for the other. I was like, okay, yes, they're on there. So hopefully everybody's on there. I didn't miss anybody.
Hopefully we're catching everybody too.
All right. So that's it for today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. If we made you smile a little bit because I'm stupid half the time.
No, you're not. You're not stupid.
Remember to, you could go to, I was going to say the other company. Yeah. We would appreciate, share, follow, like. You can now subscribe to the show on our homepage, which is hmprintdesign.com/radio. And if you click on the radio show at the top there, oh wait, no, you can't. That's wrong. I take that back. I got to put that link in there. Or you can like the radio show.
Right.
But go listen to it. It's just really, right now, it's mostly just our episodes going over and over again. But yeah, share us. We would appreciate that. You go to patreon.com/Tango Talk 66 if you want to, subscribe a little bit of money in our pockets. That would be nice. Or you can buy us a coffee. We have buy us a coffee on our home, on our site. Yep. So you can, donate a little bit there, this and that. There's so much things going on now with us. It's just,
I know. We're just so many things anymore.
The radio station's fun. This is more fun right here. And we are slowly getting back to where we were before we left Podbean. I think the last time I checked, we're up to 700 streams already.
Yeah, which is great.
In 1 month compared to it took almost a whole year to get to 1,500 on Podbean. Yeah. And I'm not knocking Podbean.
No. It was,
Podbean was a great thing. We'd still be with them if they didn't nix the whole live stream thing, which I like because you get to see the real us. You know what I mean? You get to see when we make mistakes. It's not something that gets recorded and then, we clip out. I mean, we do run it through some filters to get rid of long pauses and all the ums and ah and stuff like that, which is nice. I love that the software does it automatically. It even tells you how many.
Oh,
nice. It'll say I found 250 ums. Okay, yeah. Let's delete those so we don't sound like we just walked out of the hills.
Get rid of the ums.
And then same thing with spaces. So it will. So it gets rid of those. And I don't know how it does it without you can't hear when it takes those words out. Whatever it does it so it's flawlessly. But it also takes out long spaces. So all those spaces we have in there, it'll take those out automatically. And then it does all those little fun little clips that you can throw on the internet, on Facebook and stuff like that. So they're just short little clips.
I saw that you put a couple clips on Facebook.
Yeah, but I think those were done by accident because I was trying to learn some more on the show. But you can't learn unless you're in a session
and actually doing it.
So I'm sitting here just staring at the monitor by myself, trying to figure out stuff. And I was like,
yeah, but I was in that clip with you. How did you do that?
Wait, you were?
Yeah.
Then it might have been one of the auto ones. But I don't see it. Jeez, I hope it's not posting all the auto ones because that's going to be 1,000 clips. Wow.
Well,
again,
it's out there.
Still learning a little bit on here.
Yeah.
I think our learning curve is a little bit faster on this one than it was with Podbean because I think we're used to the similar software. Right now, my only gripe is I want our logo bigger. It's just this little tiny dot up there in the corner, and I want it to be big.
Yeah.
But other than that, appreciate everybody being here tonight. We love you, and we wouldn't be here
without any of you. Yeah.
Absolutely. How does that make it through when it's on silence?
Don't know.
Oh, I wonder if that was causing the problem. I wonder if it was Bluetoothed in.
Well, could have been.
And causing the problem. I bet you it was.
My goodness.
We just learned something new.
Something new. Learning all kinds of things.
All right.
All right.
Until next time.
Slancha. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.